How's it going? Monkeys Fighting Robots universe. Matt Sardo here. Panel breakdown. Man, this amazing Spider-Man 22 cover just hooked me. This thing looks amazing. JR knocks it out of the park. It's scary. I love like the color scheme of it, with it being like all white, and then you have Spider-Man's mask. You got the grays, everything goes in there. You also have like nice angles. A nice X going through there. And you have this horrific skull thing just ripping it away. And then the logo kind of blends in. Wow, Legacy number 916. Wow. I don't even know why they put Legacy numbers on books, but that's a whole nother conversation for me. So let's dig into this because there was some exciting stuff going on here. Groot number 1. What? I think I might get that book. But first of all, like this is a very action-packed book. So I saw a lot of repetition in these like long rectangle panels. And then some things compress where like you want to close up on the eyes. So you're like, okay, this one will come in and we'll go in tight on Norman and go from there. But also like it makes the scene wide. I mean, like I would definitely, I don't know how I would have backed this up, but I guess he's leaving and then he's going out that way. So keeping it moving and going from there. But I would have figured out a way to like back him up a little bit more, but you know, it all balances out. But yeah, everything was kind of stacked. And I like this nice reveal. It's a big panel, and then close-ups on these smaller panels right here. You see, it's like a red now, so this is important, but it's also like tighter into the face again. And there's a lot of these equal square panels in this book with the back and forth conversation. And I think they work well. All right, so credit section. Zeb Wells, the writer. John Romita Jr., penciler. Scott Hanna is the inker. Menyz is the colorist. And Joe Caramagna is the letterer. Definitely want to talk about Joe's work because Joe really knocks it out of the park later in the book. I really would love to talk to Scott about the inking. So Scott, if you're ever watching this, please chime in. And I would love to have just a conversation on YouTube, you know, maybe go live, take some questions and just talk about what it's like to ink somebody's work and like find the line that is there. I know that like with Jim Lee, it's like a lot of not scatteredness, but chaos, and the inker has to find his way through the chaos to make this. And I wonder what JR's work looks like and then what it looks like once Scott inks it. But that's always an interesting conversation. All right, so we're action-packed issue right away. You know, 1 year ago, you got this nice tight panel, and then like everything just starts going. And like I really think that this red and this black stroke on the outside of the word balloon works really well. Catches my eye right away. Like I hear 1 year ago, what is it? Boom, monster, keep moving. Like you see that like nice angle right there. And right here, and then we're over here and we're starting to run again. And these nice black borders really darkens up the mood. And I do like these colors here. Like, wow, it's more of just color palette or color theory, but like see this purple and you have this nice like yellow, dark yellow to light yellow. It just complements everything really well. So this panel is colored really nice to make this sound effect pop. You know, like it all comes through. And you got this dinosaur chasing her. You have these nice thin panels, which like elevates. I'm trying to think of like, so you have these square panels that kind of come back and forth for like emotional moments or back and forth moments. But you have these nice thin panels here. And I'm trying to figure out, this one makes it feel like the city's coming down on Peter. Like, you read down, it's long, and then the blood's dripping and the blood goes on forever. And then she's lost, runs into this tall guy. So I guess it gives him like a certain perspective. It gives him, I don't know, a grander perspective. And then pushed back. Boom, boom, boom. Right to the page turn. Turn the page. That's a nice page turn right there. Just action-packed page turn right there. So you have the gun firing. Quack, quack. Boom. And then as your eye leads up here, it catches your eye straight into the monster and blows the monster up. That's a nice page turn right there. I like this layout here of Peter. And then he comes into frame here. This is framed out really well. Yeah, so it's like distant, closer, reveal. It's a nice 4-panel setup right there. Using like rule of thirds, and then also like having this main character, or this character, Paul, I think his name is, become larger in the frame as well. Nice cityscape here. Boom, boom, boom. Just, I guess it's giving you more of a figuring out the combination. I like this silhouette here. And Peter pops out, Spider-Man. You have a nice reveal. Let's see. Okay, so Peter's looking this way. She's looking up. So then your page turn goes to here. And they're kind of still looking up at everything that's going on in the world. That's good. And then this just makes everything feel intense. These 1, 2, 8 panels, the back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's just like really intense, like Bendis stuff going on right there. But I do like these, I call them the Instagram panels, the 6-panel grid. Because you can show a lot more and things can kind of move back and forth. And there's a lot of dialogue going on in this, explaining like time travel and different universes and everything else. But then they do kind of just land on this nice, clean panel right here that leads to even, looks like Peter's turning the page here. So you have all this intense dialogue, and then I still have to go back. I got to reread this 555 to 557 because my brain doesn't work very well. But look at the dialogue here, and drifts here, drifts to the panel, the page turn, and then you even have Peter turning the page. Let's point it up, see what happens. This guy, bad guy comes in. Symbol slash, and then I was almost having like a Moon Knight feeling with like when they introduced from the TV show when they introduced all the different monsters and people that can possess people and everything like that. So I wonder if it's something like that, but I'll have to go back and reread it or do the Wikipedia thing. I think I have the issues. I have to go back. I've been cataloging everything. That's been a lot of fun. Okay, so you have the craw, and I do like this because like you have this really awesome drawing here, and then you have the red, the little gradient finish here. There's a stroke. There's a white. Then there's the word balloon, making it the like white stroke, and then you have this yellow, and then another red on the outside. Like this is layered really well, and it comes just pull through, and like you could just rah. And but I do like the font because it doesn't look too serious, so it looks like a comic book, like an adventure happening. Spider-Man adventure happening. Okay, then Spider-Man's over here working. They're chit-chatting. And then things get intense because they kind of squash the panels there, eyeball to eyeball. There's a lot of eye contact going on between Mary Jane and Paul. And if you know anything about the future, you're like, wait a second, what happened here? Coming to a head. Big panel here, which shows the conversation. And then Peter's just in the background, and then right to her face. Where you're like, okay, here's like some emotion going on right now where she's thinking about what could happen. And then it goes back to Peter being aloof and be like, oh, look, I did this. And then the action just hits in, and I think this is really cool. So, like, you have this huge panel of like the world crumbling down, and then it gets tight, like actual things are falling on people, and you have the weight, and this is a solid push here. You can feel, I can feel the movement. Like, I want to move on this. And also, again, this word balloon, I like what they're doing what he's doing, Joe's doing here. Like, this is some solid stuff going on here. This is good. And look how it lines up. Boom to the push. Man, you have some crazy stuff going on here. Some magic. You guys hold. You guys go. I'll hold them off. He's already beat you. What? Like, I'm trying to figure out like what's going on here. I kind of like this panel here, but also I feel like I wonder if you could have had a big panel here, and then had this like in the middle showing like the action. But you're moving this way, so it's kind of tough. And then a lot of movement, like you can feel this movement of the arm, and then this reveal here. You're like, oh, it's gonna grab him from above, and then she's like, what? And it's like, boom, I gotta turn the page. And then this comes straight from above, boom, like you're turning the page straight down. And then he punch, and then grab his head, pulling him back, and then this guy pulling this way, like this. The action in this just flows really well. And the colors really pop. Like, look at all these colors. You got the yellows, you got the reds, you got the blues, you got the purples, you got the greens, you got Mary Jane. Again, this is sitting on the page turner, which is really awesome. So he gets punched this way and then pulled back. He's getting pulled again. You see the arms reach in, pulling him this way away from it. He makes it through. So this kind of like sets up the scene here. Intense shit going on right here. And then it reveals Mary Jane because her story is starting to unfold. Ooh, yeah, I like that. So it's on them, but like they're showing her now, so she must be important. And then he gets pushed farther away, and then it's Spider-Man between Paul and Mary Jane, and then it sets up like what's going on in the world. Oh man, this is good. And I like this red go. Oh. This is when everybody's kind of fallen. Everybody is like rolling on all cylinders here. I think this is really a really good one. Again, coming back to the now, which matches Spidey's thing. I like this angle of Spidey. You got the light over here, so everything's kind of moving this way. Then she's running, and then Spider-Man is just screwed. The beatdown commences. So pull through, punch. So it's pull, punch, scratch, run away. Boom. Fuck. Peter getting pummeled is always fun to watch. And then it's this kind of like slow-mo fall back. But then he grabs him, rips off the mask. Page turn moment. Oh, and then she comes in. And I guess there's spoilers at this point in time. So if you're following this long, like, you might have spoilers. You might want to turn away if you haven't read the book. But yeah, like, she comes in from the page turn. So you're reaching up. She's coming in. She smacks the thing on him. He's like, no. And then something happens. Like this, it starts to grow. This commercial break bothers me. So this would be the page turn coming up here. So it wouldn't be much of a page turn, just be more of a splash if you look at it like that. But boom. And things kind of still keep fading off. Crack. He pushes him through, get down. And this is nice movement here. Like the rolling hills make you go like this, and then boom, crack, boom. So who came through first? Oh, it must have been the first half of the person. Not sure. And you see this part come out. Whip. I like the whip. Come on. But yeah, this right here. Got action coming this way, outside Pennsylvania. Got some nice, so rolling hills, then movement, crack, boom. I like this boom. And then whoop, no. So somebody else comes out first, then Peter Parker. This, I like this, is all falling apart. And you see his other piece fall out. Okay, so he's trying to like shut it down with his webs. That's kind of tough to see. Or he's trying to get back. And then boom, white light. And then you get this, then you know it's over right here. It's over. The story is over. That's really good. It's a really good book. You know, it's just an action-packed story of a monster chasing Spider-Man. So it's a horror comic right here. And Spider-Man and Mary Jane have to make some like split-second decisions, and chaos goes on. And like, I'm not even talking about the overall plot, but like this issue is just a monster coming after Peter and MJ, and they do it really well. Like it's well colored. The lettering is pretty exceptional, and the layout is really good. The layout is really good in like heightening the emotion of the event. You know, like this is big. Like this is big. This is next in line, and it gets smaller, tight. There's definitely, whenever anybody's talking, there's thought put into how the panel is laid out. You know, like this right here. They're running away, and the way it's set up, you read, and then her hands and everything draws you to the page turning. And even, you know, like you're reading like this, like a nice S motion. And then here it comes down and goes this way. And he's like pushing this off. So you feel that moment. Oh man, this is such a good book. Are you reading Amazing Spider-Man? Are you caught up? Are you ready for whatever happens in Amazing Spider-Man 25? Could be pretty crazy, or 26 or 27. All will be revealed. But this was a fun issue to like look at the colors, the pencils, the inks, the layout, and the way everything was set up. Like, this is a fun issue to read. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Take care. Matt Sardo, another panel breakdown of the books. And thanks for joining me for the ride.